If you're an indie bookstore or you're considering opening an indie bookstore, you may be curious about all the different ways you can sell books and in what formats. And in this video, I'm going to take you through several different ways and places we sell books here at Spineless Reads. All right, let's get into it. First goal is to sell all the books in all the formats in most of the places. The easiest way, I think, to approach this is to think about what you're selling. I'm selling print books, I'm selling eBooks, I'm selling audiobooks. These three primary formats of books that customers want in different formats are all available to me to sell as an indie bookstore, especially an indie bookstore who's partnered with the American Booksellers Association as a member. So let's talk about the real basic, obvious thing first. Print copies. These would be physical copies of books in either paperback or hardcover. And normally what happens is we think brick and mortar, we're selling this in store or in-house. And yes, that is correct. We are normally selling print copies of books here. Customers come in, they can see the covers, they can hold the book, they can read a couple of passages or paragraphs or pages or whatever, and they can decide that this is the book they want to purchase. But we're not just limited to selling books here in store, we can sell them online as well. And we have two places that we choose to sell books online. One, our own Shopify website, which does manage inventory for us. We use Shopify as our point of sale system, so my in-store inventory is reflected accurately on my web. So every book that's in the store is in my online inventory, right? My store that people can shop online. And that's really cool because some people will choose to shop online, make the purchase, and then select in-store pickup. They just want to come by the store, pick up their book, hang out, talk a little bit, see what else we've got going on at their convenience. We also sell through bookshop.org. Now, if you're not familiar with bookshop.org, basically bookshop.org is partnered with the American Booksellers Association. So if you're an ABA member as a bookseller, you can share in profits from book sales when purchasers designate you as their choice store, right? So let's look at it through the buyer's perspective. If I go to bookshop.org and I see a paperback and I want to buy it there instead of somewhere like Amazon or Barnes & Noble or whatever, but I'm not maybe in the same city as this bookstore, or maybe they just don't have it in inventory, I can go to bookshop.org, right? I can make that purchase. I can designate Spineless Reads as my bookstore. And when I complete that purchase, bookshop.org will fulfill that order. They will pull that book from inventory and ship it to me. And they will handle the processing fees and the charges and everything for the purchase. And then what they'll do is they'll give a portion of the profit from that sale to the bookstore that I designated as the book buyer. So that's pretty cool, right? I mean, it's a real kind of long-winded way of saying, buy a book on bookshop.org, designate a bookstore, and that bookstore gets part of the profit from the sale. So from a bookseller's perspective, we love bookshop.org because obviously they can carry a lot more on their website than I can carry in inventory here in my store. And I'm a mostly fiction bookshop, a lot of nonfiction books that my customers want. They can go on bookshop.org and order it, and they can still give us a portion of that sale, which is super cool, supporting us. And it's a way that we can meet the needs of our customers without having to worry about inventory. Now, other places I can sell those print copies, those hardcovers and paperbacks, is as a pop-up or as a mobile, right? So I can sell at conventions, I can sell at events, special events. We vended quite a bit of special events. They're huge sales days for us. We absolutely adore the crowds of customers that we're exposed to. We do them in-state, we've done them out of state. It's a whole thing, but we can plan around an event. I have a specific process I go through where I stand up an individual category for those books, give that link to the event coordinator, and they can give it to everyone who buys tickets to the event. They can go online, they can shop the specific books I'm bringing to that event, and they can make their purchases ahead of time so that they know when I show up at the event, I'll have their books ready for them. They don't have to worry about processing payment there or shopping at the event. They can just show up and pick up their books. So events for us are super helpful. The only downside to events is I have to leave the space to go to the event, right? So I have to leave my bookstore and go do that. And so you need someone to watch your bookstore for you while you're at the events. The same thing with conventions, any type of pop-up situation. So Really, when it comes to selling printed books, we've got all these opportunities: online, in-store, pop-up, events, all these things. And that makes selling print copies of books our number one focus here at Spineless Reads. Now for ebooks, back in the day, it was almost impossible for a brick and mortar bookstore to sell an ebook without depending on another company to coordinate the sale or transfer of ebook files to that brick and mortar business that you could then put on your website and try and sell with the profit margins. But something game-changing happened when bookshop.org stepped into selling ebooks in addition to their print books. So now, just like with paperback or hardcover, readers can go to bookshop.org, they can buy ebook versions of the books, and some of those profits will be shared with the selected booksellers. Okay, so for audiobooks, Libro.fm is a company that partners with indie bookstores to sell audiobooks. And just like with bookshop.org on print and ebooks, Libro.fm shares profits from sales with bookstores. The cool part about this is, and this is another ABA benefit, is that counts for credits, right? If someone renews their membership and buys more audiobook credits, or if they make an individual sale, just buying an audiobook outright, you can get a share of the sales profit from any of those types of purchases on Libro.fm if that buyer designates your bookstore. So we actively promote audiobook sales through a great conversation starter at the checkout counter. I keep a stack of these bookmarks. When they come buy their print book, I say, hey, do you read audiobooks? Do you listen to audiobooks? If they say yes, I'm like, hey, consider getting your audiobooks through Libro.fm. Put this bookmark right in the book that they've purchased from us, and then I tell them all about what Libro.fm does to help us. Yeah, so the whole point here is that when your entire business is around selling books and bookish goods, the more places and opportunities you have to make a sale, the better. So your online website, your in-store sales, through partners like Libro.fm and bookshop.org, you can cater sales to your customers in so many different ways. And it creates all of these different revenue streams and potential earning points for your business. So yeah, it's really important that you recognize that you can sell books to your customers in different formats, in different places, through different means. And all it does is expand your ability to support your community, support your readers, stay in business, meet your bottom line objectives, all the things that we think about and talk about in this business. Having partners like bookshop.org, Libro.fm is fantastic. It may not seem like a lot of revenue at first, but the goal here is to compound those programs over time. And who knows, maybe after a couple of months or a couple of years, you'll have a pretty substantial revenue stream coming from bookshop.org or Libro.fm. And you'll have a substantial number of customers that choose your shop over others when they go buy books from those places. Right now, it's really popular to take your money and shop outside of the, big bookseller that will remain unnamed for the sake of this video. And one way we can meet that need is by giving our readers a chance. Give them the convenience of shopping online, give them the joy of shopping in store, but also give them access to all the different formats of the books in the places that they need them. And to me, that's like a total win as a bookseller. And if this is your first time checking out our channel, I'm Lucas. I'm the owner of Spineless Reads, an indie bookshop here in Williamsburg, Virginia. Also a writer and publisher, and I appreciate you guys checking out the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.